My name is Vihal Jaising, and in this video I will be discussing the question set 46 of DBMS question sets day 9. So this would be the PDF of question set 46, and this would be the scenario of question set 44. If I explain this scenario in a nutshell, there's a school called Ranabima in Kandy, and principal of that school requires to create a software so he can enter information of teachers and students of his school. And my team is assigned to create the database of that software, and I'm tasked to store student and teacher information as well as to create tables to store subjects that teachers teach and subjects that students learn. So that would be our setting. Let's see the first question. Principal of that school has decided to input the data of grade 9 students in the first phase of the software. Your team has created a database for this, which we did in question 44. The name of the created database is Ranabima SCHDB. First, you need to select the created database, write write a DDL query for that. DDL means the data definition language, as they are expecting us for the DDL query. Let's use the command line client interface. So here we are in the command line client interface of MySQL. Before starting anything, let's enter our password. Now let's select our database, the name of our database, so as you can see, we have selected our database successfully. Let's move on to the second question. In the selected database, a table named student has been created to store the information of the students studying in grade 9 in the school. Add the following data to the database you have created. So as they are asking us to write a DDL query, let's once again use the command line client interface. So as you can see, this would be the first insert query for the second question. Insert into the name of the table, student, and the respective columns, student ID, first name, last name, gender, contact number. I used contact number because in the previous question set discussions, you might remember we used contact number, not home contact number, so that's why I used contact number. And class. And values is a keyword here, and we have mentioned the respective values. Let's execute this query and check our database. Let's check the student table of this database. This is the database that we are looking for. Let's refresh our database and let's check our student table. And as you can see, we have successfully inserted data to our first row of the student table. Let's enter the rest as well. So as you can see, I have inserted the rest as well. Let's move on to this next question. The third question. In the database you recreated, a table is created as subject to store information on the main subject stored in grade 9 in the school. Enter the given data to that table. Use a DDL query. So before inserting data to our subject table, let's select our database. And now we have selected our database once again. This would be the first query of question 3. Insert into and values are keywords here. Insert into table name is subject and names of our columns. subject ID and subject name, then a space, values is a keyword, and the respective values accordance to the given names, and a semicolon to end our query. The first ID is 1 and the first subject name is region. So let's execute this query. Let's see whether our data have been entered like they have mentioned. So let's firstly refresh our database. Let's check our subject table. So as you can see, we have successfully inserted the first row. So as you can see, I have inserted the rest as well. Let's move on to the fourth question. So the fourth question, in the database you created, the first table you created was the teacher table. That table is used to store the information of teachers who teach grade 9 students in the school. Enter the given data to that table and also use a DDL query to do so. Let's see. Let's go to our command line client interface and let's select our table first. Our database. As you can see, we have selected our database. Now let's type our first insert query relevant to the fourth question in order to insert the first row of the teacher table. So that would be the first insert query of the fourth question. Insert into the table name, teacher, and the columns of that table, teacher ID, first name, last name, gender, contact number, and email. And accordingly, we have mentioned our values respective to the column names after the keyword values, and we have used a semicolon to end our insert query. So let's execute this insert query. So let's see whether our data have been entered successfully. Let's refresh our database and let's check our teacher table. So as you can see, we have entered the first row of the teacher table. I have inserted the rest. So thereby that would be the end of the discussion of question set 46 as well. And thank you.